If you don't know who Congressman McCormick is, he represents the 6th Congressional District of Georgia. He's a Marine. He's also got a Doctor of Medicine from Morehouse College. So he's a physician as well. And watch and listen to every second of this, especially the leaked audio. Holy mackerel. Check this out.
Only politicians, only bloggers, only conspiracy theorists are disagreeing with you. I want to point out that I'm probably the only member of Congress that actually treated patients during the pandemic from the very beginning to the very end of the pandemic, during night shifts in the ER. Thousands of patients during that time. And in 2020, I was censored. My medical license was threatened because I disagreed with bureaucrats. Literally taken off the internet as a person who is treating patients with leading edge technologies, developing theories, but doing my very best, but being censored by the United States government for the first time, stepping in and taking the place of medical professionals as the experts in healthcare. Any dissent surrounding COVID-19 treatments, mask mandates, and any public policy surrounding the pandemic was immediately labeled as anti-science. I watched as public health officials and politicians told my patients what treatment options were best for them, regardless of their comorbidities or their medical history. Despite my education and my training and my experience, my opinions were relegated to conspiracy and misinformation by so-called healthcare experts who had never treated a patient throughout the entire pandemic. This has been a black eye on the medicine and has highlighted why government should never insert itself in between patients and their healthcare providers. The American people deserve to make medical decisions through conversations with their physicians rather than politically motivated mandates. Dr. Fauci, did you ever treat a patient for COVID during the pandemic?
I was part of a team that was at the NIH that took care. We didn't take care of many of them.
Okay, so not hands-on. Got it. Thank you. Why would I be criticized by a bureaucrat for doing my very best as a healthcare? This is a rhetorical question. But why? Why would the government, who's never treated a patient for COVID, you can read all the things you want, but you're not there. You're not seeing patients. You're not watching people die, intubating patients right there with that disease in your face, watching it happen, watching the development of this disease and actually learning from it. But I'm being told by bureaucrats what's right and wrong. And what's funny is everything I was censored on, I was proven to be right. Pretty crazy, isn't it? You said in an interview that you gave as part of an audiobook written by Michael Spector that you believed an institutional should make it hard for people to live their lives so they'd feel pressured to get vaccinated. Could we run the audio clip on that, please?
You think can be done about it? I have to say that I don't see a big solution other than some sort of mandatory vaccination. I know federal officials don't like to use that term.
Once people feel empowered and protected legally, you are going to have schools, universities, and colleges are going to say, you want to come to this college, buddy? You're going to get vaccinated. Lady, you're going to get vaccinated.
Yeah.
Big corporations like Amazon and Facebook and all of those others are going to say, you want to work for us, you get vaccinated. And it's been proven that when you make it difficult for people in their lives, they lose their ideological bullshit and they get vaccinated.
Thank you. Are all objections to COVID vaccinations ideological bullshit, Dr. Fauci?
No, they're not, and that's not what I was referring to.
Well, in reference to making it hard for people to get education, traveling, working, I'd say it very much was in context. And I take great offense to this. Miss Allison Williams testified before this committee about losing her job because she sought an exemption for ESPN's vaccine mandate, which came from recommendations from bureaucrats like yourself. She and her husband were actively working with a fertility expert, a physician, on how to get pregnant, and agreed with the premise that she was young, healthy, wanted to get pregnant, and shouldn't get the vaccination for medical purposes. But she was fired because you made it hard, just like you said in your statement, because you didn't want to make sure that the ideological bullshit got in the way of her working, of living her life, of making a medical decision with her healthcare professional. I think America should take great offense to this. That's exactly what you meant when you said making it hard for people to live without getting a vaccination. You affected people's ability to work, travel, be educated, to actually flourish in American society, to self-determine, as we're all given God-given rights. Shame on you. Dr. Fauci, you've become Dr. Fear. Americans do not hate science. I don't hate science. The American people hate having their freedoms taken from them. You inspired and created fear through mass mandates, school closures, vaccine mandates that have destroyed the American people's trust in our public health institutions.
Wow. 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 That was the most explosive exchange I've ever seen, and I've been watching a lot of Rand Paul's exchanges with Dr. Fauci. I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about this. You know, I got to be honest, I was one of the first people during the pandemic who really, look, I love my country. I love America. And like it or not, he was the face of guidance. He was the face of medical science. He was the face of, this is what we need to do from a healthcare standpoint. And I wanted to believe he was right. I put my mask on. I kept my kids out of school, which was an absolute disaster. A lot of my neighbors, a lot of my friends lost their jobs. I wasn't immediately a fan of people protesting all the lockdowns and the mandates. I was afraid, and I was looking to the people that we're supposed to look to, that we're supposed to trust, to help us. And so I was one of the first people that did all that and did not complain. I did my civic duty. I wanted to be somebody who was, cooperative. And so I really didn't want to believe when everything was coming out and there was a lot of question marks and there was a lot of evidence that was seemingly kept leaking about gain of function research and where the origination of this disease was. But that leaked audio and that powerful message from Congressman McCormick, really, I think this is the most revealing of the duplicitousness of this face of the entire pandemic. He was the face of the pandemic. Even after Trump left, Biden even elevated him even higher to a higher position within the healthcare guidance task force, if you will. So I throw this off to you. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Let me know in the comments down below. Does this leaked audio seem surprising? What does he mean by ideological bull? Beep. What does he mean by that? I want to hear what your thoughts are. If you made it this far, I would highly recommend that you subscribe to our free newsletter. It's free. It's in the link comment, in the pinned comment, and in the show notes and description. All you got to do is click on the link, give us your best email, and you never miss out. It's your sure-proof, fail-safe way of always getting all the latest breaking news, current stories, top events as they happen that mainstream media, woke propagandist media, will never cover. I'm your one-stop shop. You don't have to go anywhere else. So consider subscribing. We don't share your email. We never spam. That is not the Nez Nation way. Highly, highly recommend you become a Nez Nation Insider. That's our free newsletter. Check out these videos coming up on the screen right now. Follow and subscribe here while you're here. And God bless you, and may God bless America. I'll see you soon.